The tree that I planted came from Port-au-Prince.
Okay.
The plantain came from La Tortue, and the manioc, that's the cassava, I believe that came from Au Cap, somewhere in Haiti. So it's a beautiful thing. There's so many things to talk about, and we're going to talk about some things because if you saw the Tribune this morning, the national chairman of the Free National Movement, Dr. Dwayne Sands, has raised a national security issue, and I shall comment on it. I want members of the public to know that I'm not speaking on behalf of the governing Progressive Liberal Party, nor am I speaking for the PLP. I'm not speaking for the Minister of National Security. I'm not. But I shall tell you information which I have in my possession, so that I can relay, if I'm using that word correctly, the concerns of the national chairman of the FNM. Because Dr. Dwayne Sands need to know why the Royal Bahamas Police Force and or the Ministry of National Security has not made it publicly known whether or not the FBI has arrived in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and or, along with Scotland Yard, to conduct an investigation into alleged corruption into the Royal Bahamas Police Force. And I want him to know that that which he is expecting shall not happen. It will not happen, and I will tell my doctor that my choice is not the FBI, they're white people. My choice is not Scotland Yard, they're white people. I look for our investigative team to come from Africa. If we can send Kenya into Haiti to restore law and order, I want the Nigerian and or the Kenyan security forces to come to the Bahamas because they are black and African like us. I want the white people in the FBI to stay in America and solve America's criminal problem. And I'll tell you why Scotland Yard is reluctant to come. Nobody gonna tell it to you. Because the FNM has poisoned Scotland Yard. They have poisoned the FBI. And the FNM has forgotten that the last time Scotland Yard came to investigate, we, the black people of the Bahamas, robbed them. And therefore, they are not coming. At least, they should not come openly. Because the FBI, unlike Scotland Yard, the British is more cultured, they're more disciplined. And the British only traveled with a billy. But the FBI has a gun. And when the FBI come, anybody who assaults or attacks the FBI is licensed to shoot. Because you know the Americans are very, and I say it respectfully, uncouth. Unlike the British, who's cultured, who's disciplined, who've had world power for the last 2,000 years. And Dwayne Sands has to know that it was us in the FNM who poisoned the International Law Enforcement Agency. That is why they ain't coming. Now the government can't tell it to you. I could tell it to you because my intelligence is independent of the government of the Bahamas. Had the government shared with me, I would not have been able to tell it to you. And that is what the problem is. The FBI ain't gonna take no nonsense. But I'm black. What am I? I'm black. And therefore, I demand that we are investigated by the Nigerians by the Kenyans, by the Rwandans, by Africa, because this level of corruption, which the FNM is alleging, called for Mother Africa to investigate us and let them white people in England and in America stay home and deal with their problems. Having set the stage, I now invite my spiritual advisor.
This is crazy.
To deal with the craziness.
I don't know where you get this stuff
My
from.
spiritual advisor. How
anyhow,
do you expect for them to come when we rob Scotland Yard? How you expect for Scotland Yard to come when we are openly, if you tell Scotland Yard that the Royal Bahamas Police Force is corrupt, Scotland Yard is intimidated, one, to be greeted by the police, to be up and down with the police. Because the FNM say that the police force is riddled with corruption. You think white people stupid, eh? Huh? White people ain't stupid. And therefore, it is in the interests of this country that any investigation that is taking place here in the Bahamas, I want Africa. Ha! I got these Negroes. You can send Africa and Haiti, eh? But you want white people to investigate us. Huh? I don't want them white people. I don't want them white people. I want African. So that when Kenya arrives, Nigeria arrives, Rwanda arrive, and they land, I will understand the African dance, and I'll be able to respond to them. And depending on what the Kenyans say or do, I'll be able to say, Hungayaya! Hungayaya! Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Okay, so let's do this. This is what you really should be concerned about. We got to read today from the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4. Because we don't know who tell Cousin Parry he could need to conk. But let's see what the Word of God says as Paul's charge to Timothy about the latter times and deceiving doctrines that were going to be taught. Here's what the Apostle Paul told Timothy in the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, 1-5. He says this, now the Spirit clearly says that in latter times some will abandon the faith and follow deceiving spirits and things taught by demons. Such teachings come through hypocritical liars whose consciences have been seared as with a hot iron. Why is he saying this? Flip it, Mr. Medusa. Why is he saying this? Hypocritical liars. Here's what he says. They forbid people to marry and order them to abstain from certain foods which God created to receive with thanksgiving by those who believe and know the truth. Who are these people? They forbid people to marry and order them to abstain from certain foods which God created to be received with thanksgiving by those who believe and know the truth. Why? For everything God created is good, and nothing is to be rejected if it is received with thanksgiving, because it is consecrated by the Word of God and prayer. And let's understand the context of what everything as it relates to food. Everything that as relates to food that God created is good, and nothing is to be rejected. It is because if it is received with thanksgiving, because it is consecrated by the Word of God and prayer. So I don't know who told Cousin Parry he couldn't eat the conch, but whoever told him that, they lied. Because the Bible says God created these things to receive with thanksgiving by those who believe and know the truth. 1 Timothy 4, 1-5. Thank you so much, producer. Back to you, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Indeed.
Well, folks, I have been very excited ever since I read an article very, very early this morning in the Tribune attributed to the national chairman of the Free National Movement, Dr. Dwayne Sands, in which Dr. Dwayne Sands has raised a very interesting issue his concern over the fact that there has been no official statement either from the Ministry of National Security, Police Headquarters, and or the Central Detective Unit as to whether or not the international police officers have arrived in the Bahamas to either conduct an investigation or assist in an investigation or to oversee that which an elite unit of the Royal Bahamas Police Force is conducting, that's namely the security and intelligence branch of the police force, which we all know is conducting an investigation into an alleged corruption in the Central Detective Unit. And you will note that Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis, the former Prime Minister, he's had a lot to say. In fact, he wants a blue ribbon Royal Commission of Inquiry. Normally, when an investigation is taking place, the political elite, the politicians, the members of parliament, they remain neutral and they allow the police force to conduct an investigation without any kind of political interference and or pressure. I try to talk to our party, that's the FNM, because I'm wise enough that the government is very concerned over the fact that quite a number of these police officers, they have been very efficient, they've been very good police officers, but for those of us who are in the political know, there are many of them who are suspected of being FNM supporters. And so that becomes dangerous because although the FNM is saying what kind of investigation they want, then if the investigation then points to perhaps plenty FNM police officers, the same FNM could say that the PLP is being political. And so the government has been walking a very tightrope, trying to ensure that the objectivity of the security and intelligence branch of the police force is not interfered with. And it appears that the FNM don't even know who their supporters are. And it is to the credit of the PLP that they have not introduced any politics into this controversy. They want an objective investigation. That is what the PLP wants. I know. I'm in a position to know. I'm able to look at the Minister of National Security. I need only look at him. And once I look at the Minister of National Security objectively, I have the gift to discern his position without asking him. I just have that gift. And so, the government has been dealing with this properly. Now, the FBI, let us not forget that in the United States, every cell phone we make, the Americans have been recording it. So they know what we say secretly. They know if we are good. They know if we are bad. They know if we are scheming. They know what we are doing. So they would hear confidential talks. They would know who don't want them to come. And they are aware that there are many Bahamians who do not want decent white police investigator from the United States and England to come here to interfere. And instead, I propose that since we are part of CARICOM and we support Kenya in Haiti, I look to Africa. I want my investigators to come from the black continent, and that's powerful. Welcome back to Freedom March, everybody. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. And when we took the adjournment, we were telling you how the national chairman of the Free National Movement, Dr. Dwayne Sands, has raised concern over the fact that there's been no public statement either from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, the Ministry of National Security, and or the Minister of National Security as to whether or not the foreigners, that's the white people, out of London and or the United States have come to the Bahamas either to participate in the local investigation into alleged corruption into the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and of course the opposition failed to recognize that they may have contributed to the fact that the FBI is rethinking whether or not they should interfere in what I call Negro corruption and politics. Whether or not Scotland Yard, I suggest that Scotland Yard is reconsidering, and I think it's unfair for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to be a black nation, to be a part of CARICOM. And we saw just a couple of weeks ago, as it relates to our sister Caribbean nation, Haiti, we didn't think that white people should go to Haiti to maintain law and order, to investigate what has taken place in Haiti. But instead, we turned to Africa, we turned to Kenya, and we invited the African people into Haiti. Certainly, if the Kenyan armed forces is good for Haiti, I, as a descendant of the Africans, I demand that our investigators should come from Rwanda, Nigeria, Kenya, or out of the Congo to assist. This would be like Africans assisting Africans in the diaspora. But certainly, it is an affront in the 21st century that in order to investigate black corruption, we have to bring in white people. And I believe that we should go to Africa. Certainly, the Nigerians would be an expert at investigating corruption. Certainly, the Rwandans would be good at investigating black corruption. Certainly, Kenya would be good at investigating. But Dr. Dwayne Sands is upset. Certainly, if Dwayne Sands is playing black nationalism, he should call on the government to bring in a force. Let's call it a black force, an African force from the motherland. That is what he should do. But I want these white people, see, I have no problem in saying it. I want the FBI to stay out of Negro problem. I want Scotland Yard to stay out of it. I want us to turn to Mother Africa. That's who I want to come. I want Nigeria. I want Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda. Certainly, I'm black and I'm proud. So I think Dwayne Sands should reconsider it, and he has to remember that Scotland Yard, the last time they were here, Scotland Yard got robbed. And I think it's unfair for Scotland Yard to be robbed. And what does Dr. Dwayne Sands saying? Come. I think we should keep white people out of this investigation. This corruption, this alleged corruption, is here among black people. And as a black man, we might as well send for the Kenyans. We might as well send for the Nigerians. We might as well send for somebody from Congo. And I would prefer the people out of the Congo, because in Fox Hill, Fred Mitchell has a tribe of Africans who live just around the corner. And they all are members of the Congo people. And I've been studying the Congo people for many, many years. And I think they would make great investigators. So it's powerful. Mr. Spiritual Advisor, you may comment or you may pay bills.
Okay, yeah, let's pay some bills quickly. All right, looking for a quick getaway. Fly Western Air with daily flights from Freeport to Fort Lauderdale, starting at just $290 round trip, including 40 pounds of checked bags. Book your next adventure now at westernairbahamas.com. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with Money Max. Download the Money Max app today to send cash instantly to a family or friend anytime, anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. Money Max. Live your max life.
Hey, this is powerful, my
Absolutely.
spiritual advisor. So, folks, the crime report, it was very interesting. I had an opportunity to look at the crime report from the Royal Bahamas Police Force. It was a very interesting crime report. And up to the day, the police is only reporting that cars are being stolen. So there is a ring of car stealing taking place in the island. And so it becomes very, very important to protect your car and perhaps hide it in the back of your yard because they're stealing the cars, okay? And I call on the Negro people to stop stealing the people car. The people needs their car, and it's a disgrace that you're stealing car. Jitney services is available and it's reasonable. Taxi services are reasonable, even though I know that the taxi drivers don't really like picking up black people, okay? I'm perhaps among the last set of cab drivers who will have no problem in picking up the Negro people, okay? So that's what is going on. Now you would recall that last week a person was found murdered over in the back by Stuart Cove. Well, we are now learning that he is a former Defense Force officer, Philip Adderley. He was slaughtered, and of course this is being described as a crime of passion in which it is alleged that they tie up his legs, tie up his arms, and they stabbed him multiple times. So that is a very tragic incident which has occurred in our country, and of course the police is out in full force attempting to see how best they can solve that crime. And I think Mr. Adley is about 34 to 36 years old. So these are some of the tragic crimes that are taking place in the country. And basically, you will note that our parliament has refused to come together. Both the governing Progressive Liberal Party and the Free National Movement should come together with a view to saying how best can we reduce the level of murders taking place in the Bahamas. And murders is a human right violation. Nobody talks about it because principally the people who are being slaughtered are men. And in this country, you will find that there's a powerful feminist organization, and they are really men haters. They don't like men, even though these men are the men they carry 9 months. These are the men that they nourish and raise. These are the men that they cloak for. And these are the men who have been robbing and murdering for them. All right? Every time you find a man who's thief, who you think he's thieving for? He's thieving for the woman damn. All right? You check all the major robberies. When the police really go to the source of it, it's either his grandmother, his mother, his aunt, his wife, his girlfriend, his daughters. All right? And so that is a major problem in the country. So one of the biggest human rights violation taking place in the Bahamas is not against women. And anybody who tell you that it is against women, they are anti-man and they're a bunch of man haters. And you shouldn't hate the man them, because had it not been for men, you wouldn't have us in the world, you wouldn't have children, you wouldn't have offspring, right? That is not to say that if you didn't have women, then men would not have anybody to farm with. So it's these kind of things that is happening, but it's a very sad story. These killings that are taking place, and of course, mothers need to complain. Mothers need to take to the street. There need to be more marches, more demonstrations. That's what needs to happen. And the mothers of the FNM must get together with the mothers of the PLP, and they should put aside their political difference and get the two-party to start hanging murderers, to move the impediment. Because if you don't do it, the killings will continue. And it's terrible, the fact that these people are killing. And when you look at why they are killing, the reasons are so sinful. It's so sinful. And it's terrible. That is what is going on, and it's very sad for family and friends, and for mothers, for parents, you know, for siblings. It's a very tragic situation. So I thought we'll tell you about that murder that has taken place, and murders are taking place, and we have become so insensitive to it. There's no feelings, you know, there's no feelings. We have no feelings. And basically, when you see people have no emotions, have no feeling, that's because we're going crazy. All right? So essentially, the crime, the slaughter that is taking place, we are becoming immune to it. We're actually crazy. All right? And the good thing about my part of the mental illness is I'm not afraid to tell y'all that I'm going crazy, because all of y'all are crazy, because y'all continue to stand up and sit down and lay down and allow people to kill y'all family, and y'all wouldn't go in the street and march up and down. And that is what is needed to do. You need to get into the streets, march up and down, and just curse on the PLP and the FNM until they each come with a long rope and just hang, because there's too much killing. I mean, it's too much killing, man. Goodness of mercy. It's too much killing. So we need everybody to know that the greatest human rights violation in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is not abuse against women. It is the slaughter of women's sons. And these are children y'all carry 9 months, all right? So it's your son, and y'all need to stand up and defend that. Spiritual advisor.
Yeah, so the right to live is definitely a human right.
Yeah.
The right to live.
Yeah.
And no one should have the right to take another person's life.
And every time you kill a man, you kill a nation.
Yeah.
You know, that is sad.
The offspring possibly suffers. And a lot of murders too are gang-related, Santa. You failed to mention that.
Well, my spiritual advisor, there ought to be in place legislation.
Or drug turf related.
Yeah.
Drugs or something.
Yeah, drugs is fundamentally the problem. The problem in the country is there are too many people smoking dope.
I don't know, smoking dope is a problem.
You see, therein lies the problem.
Santa,
here you are confined.
For thousands of years, people have been smoking dope. All right?
So
don't say smoking dope is a problem.
Where you live, nobody smokes dope.
That's possible.
Well, let's look at it. Where you live, anybody smoke dope?
No, I'm not affected by smoking dope in my area.
Is anybody smoking dope near the beach?
I don't know.
I
couldn't say.
But where I live, I'm surrounded by dope people. At the University of the Bahamas, they smoke dope. Down from the University of the Bahamas, the other government school, they smoke dope.
They're smoking dope at the University of the Bahamas?
Yes, I see the children them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know what the university is?
Okay.
It's on my boundary.
So you're accusing students of the university?
Students in this country are smoking dope. Young people are smoking dope. And I'm against it.
They shouldn't be.
And the only
Father.
reason why I don't take off my belt and beat some of them is they may throw rock at me and I old. All right? I'm opposed to it. I old. I don't want y'all to be smoking no dope. I don't care who don't like what I say. I don't want these young people to be smoking no dope. Because the dope they smoking is not pure weed. It's not pure herbs. All right? So, I'm annoyed. All right? Now, where you living, they smoke dope?
No,
Right.
I don't smell dope being smoked.
You see? You don't smell dope.
No.
Okay. So, he doesn't know what I'm talking about. He doesn't know that I live in dope capital.
So the murders are happening because people are smoking dope.
It's a combination of factors. All right?
Murders are happening
One
because
of
people
the
are smoking dope.
major contributing factor is drug heads.
I don't know if you have any data to support that.
I have all the data. All right? Just me, you know. Don't forget what I told you. I have been documenting people smoking dope from I was in junior high school in 1968. And by the time I went to C.C. Sweeting in 1971, teacher was smoking dope.
71?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. What year did Bob Marley come to Bahamas?
I think Bob Marley
with a
came
concert?
to the Bahamas in about, it was the International Year of the Child.
What, 76?
So the International Year of the
75?
Child, I think, might have been in 1978. I think.
78.
But he came at the International Year of the Child. The two people who you could hold responsible for that would be Bishop Simeon Hall, I
Responsible
think.
for what? For Bob Marley coming to the Bahamas?
Bishop Simeon
I'll tell you
Hall.
why I mentioned that. You know why I mentioned that, right?
Go ahead.
Because they said that's when the dope smoking really started.
Well, did
This
you
is
hear
so-
what I
this
told
is
you?
so
It
much
was
Bob
the
Marley.
International Year of the Child.
Yeah, when Bob Marley came to the Bahamas and indoctrinated the young men with the marijuana.
He went on Charles Carter and Kelsey Johnson show. And he told us, if we smoke dope, we can be wise like Solomon.
He said that?
Yeah. And after he revealed how Solomon was smoking dope in the temple of Selassie,
That's what he said?
I just told you.
Okay.
All right? I
Well, he deceived quite a bit of people.
I used to jack with a man who became a Rastafarian who played soccer with Bob Marley on Windsor Park. Watch out for me. All
Yeah,
right?
so whoever was responsible for bringing Bob Marley to the Bahamas, you gotta blame them.
We have to
Because that's
examine.
when that era of dope smoking started.
I believe Bishop
and it never
Simeon.
stopped since then.
I believe Bishop Simeon Hall and Mrs. Ruby Ann Nottage may have been in charge that year of the International Year of
So
the
did he have a
Child.
concert when he came here?
He did not have a concert.
No?
He may have had a concert. I can't remember it, but I know he came. He appeared on Zedness Talk Show. He played soccer on Windsor Park, and he was up and down smoking dope. And
That's
the
where it
young
started.
guys, yeah. But it was smoking dope before that.
Not on a large
but,
scale.
But it intensified
Absolutely.
when Bob Marley told
Absolutely.
us that they were smoking dope from Solomon time. Okay? So that's powerful. Yeah. I think it was the International Year of the Child. Look up and see when it was the International Year of the Child, because that might have been the same year that Pope Paul
John Paul?
may have come to the Bahamas when he told Penland to guide the youths.
Somebody said
comfort the
1978.
sick. They said 78?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told you.
Well, that's what somebody said. Let me look it up.
Well, I told you 78. Yeah,
Uh,
I think it's 1978. It don't seem like 76. It doesn't seem like 77. I believe it was 78. Pinling and the PLP was in charge.
Let's see.
And Bishop Simeon Hall, you know, he
In 1979,
was it 79?
UNESCO classified that year as International Year of the Child.
Okay, so he came in 79
This
then.
is also the year Bob Marley came
Okay, I'm close to it.
to the Bahamas.
International Day of the Child, 1979?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's what it's being said.
1979. Thank you, my spiritual advisor. That's when all that happened. There were a lot of Negroes who were well educated. They came from either Canada, the West Indies University, maybe the United States, England. They were playing cultured. They were eating white people cheese, crackers, little wine, and tea. I used to watch them because I thought it was so interesting when I saw those Negroes eating cheese and biscuit, drinking wine, and intellectualizing. So I used to go to watch them and to study them. And then I realized they were not saved. It's powerful. So that's what happened there, okay? Now, we've dealt with that, have we?
And like I was saying, I believe when Bob Marley came to the Bahamas that he held a concert. Now, I don't know who can
He
confirm
may
that,
have had,
but I believe
he
he
may have
had
had a concert. I just can't
And when
really-
they start lighting up that dope and smoking at that concert, that sent all the young men into frenzy. And from that moment on, I think we may have had a marijuana. What's the word I'm looking for? Problem.
Yeah, but you find, when I say the problem fundamentally has been the abuse of drug, you tell
You need
me
to find out
it ain't no
you
sin.
need to find out who invited Bob Marley to the Bahamas.
Well, it doesn't matter who invited him. Bob Marley is dead. There are great stories about Bob Marley,
Of
notwithstanding
course,
that
I
he
like his
smoked
music.
dope.
I like his music.
Notwithstanding that he smoked dope. Bob Marley played a significant
But he's
role.
causing you to complain now.
No, I'm not complaining because
About
of
all
Bob
the dope
Marley.
smoking?
I'm complaining because the Parliament of the Bahamas has legalized dope.
Not yet.
It has been legalized.
Not yet.
Well, you be technical, my Negro
Not
brother.
yet.
Be technical, okay?
Not yet.
My nephew is a priest, and by the time it's all over, I won't be able to say to him, nephew, it's against the law.
Well, you can stop him from smoking dope now.
I will not be able to say to him, nephew, it is against the law.
Okay.
I had to tell you, I can't stop that big man. Right? I just wouldn't be able to say it.
1979. Okay, so I was in grade 9.
You see, you were a little boy in
Yeah, in
19...
79 I was in grade 9 at St. Augustine's College.
Right, and I was a married man.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so hold
What
on.
you mean, really?
I can tell you right now, in 1977, 12, 14, you were 10 years old. At 24, you was married?
My spiritual advisor...
At 24, you was married?
Don't count my age. In 1979, I was married twice.
Where's your first wife?
I married the same woman twice.
How?
That's a mystery. I don't want to talk it. Yeah.
Oh, you had to jump the... the broom. What happened? You jumped the broom first?
I jumped the broom first. As I
And
run,
then they tell you, you had to go...
as I run and I jump the broom, I trip. Yeah. You didn't know I was married twice?
Wait, hold on. So... then you jumped the broom.
No, I was being revolutionary. I was
And then
listening.
you realize that jumping the broom doesn't legally mean that you're married. You
My
recognize it, right?
My ma told me, man, stop that here and come go to jail. Yeah. Anyway,
Boy.
so I've been married twice. All right. Yeah.
Boy, I tell you. What a
Now,
time.
what did I want to talk about? What time is it? No?
Yeah, don't change the subject. We got a
Don't
minute
change the
left,
subject?
so let's wait for the.
Hold on, I have a Negro caller. Hello?
You jumped the broom.
Hello? Hello? Hello once? Hello twice? Hello 3 times. Well, they're not answering. Yeah. Yeah, folks, there are so many things that we have to talk about. And I'm very concerned over the fact that the FNM is interfering with the police investigation, and they should just relax and allow the security and intelligence branch to do its job. without any political interference, and as I told you, for security reason. Scotland Yard don't want these black people to know when they come. The FBI
That's
don't want
fine.
these black people to know.
That's fine.
Right?
It should be a secret.
And I'm not authorized to tell that. Suppose the government get offended that I'm revealing highly confidential matter which I didn't get from the government. But the FBI don't want nobody to know. Who does that? Who knows? The FBI is here! Huh? Who announced it? Scotland Yard has arrived! Who does that? It isn't done that way. All right? God save the FBI. Let them stay home. God save Scotland Yard. Let them stay home. God save Africa. Send me black people to investigate these black people for corruption. Black, black, black. Africa, Africa, Africa. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor, and of course, it's birthday times. Bradley?
Yeah, we got a couple birthdays. Let's see. We wanted Jay Passetti. Well, I think that's the first person we want to wish happy birthday to. Happy birthday to Jay Passetti. And it's coming from Bryland, from all your friends and family, especially the back road ladies. Enjoy your birthday, Jay Passetti.
This is powerful. Happy birthday, Jay Passetti. And then, of course, the next birthday kid is the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie. Mr. Christie turns 81 years old today, and a family spokesman say he is in a celebratory mood, and they are having a wonderful time with family and close friends at his Cable Beach residence. And you would recall that Mr. Christie had taken ill a couple of days ago, but praise the Lord, he's out of hospital. He has recuperated very, very well. And he's celebrating his 81st birthday. It's powerful. Happy birthday, Perry Gladstone Christie. I thank you, Mr. Producer, and we salute people who celebrates a birthday all around the Bahamas. Go ahead.
Now, I'm understanding that we could be okay and wishing the Prime Minister's wife, I understand, happy anniversary.
Well, go right ahead, my spiritual
So we
advisor.
want to wish the Prime Minister and his wife a beautiful and happy anniversary from the crew here at ILTV Studio and 103.5 FM The Beat. Happy birthday to the Honorable Prime Minister Philip Bray Davis and his wife Anne Marie Davis, celebrating their wedding anniversary. All the best to you, and may God allow you to live to enjoy many, many more. Happy anniversary to our Prime Minister and his wife.
This is powerful.
Do you join in too, Sandra?
Yeah, I join you, my spiritual advisor, in wishing the Davises a very happy wedding anniversary. Who is this citizen?
So you want to do a special shout out? Who's this beautiful lady? Is this Christina Nordich? Okay, and I see that somebody did send us. I'm so sorry. Forgive me, people. Where we at? Oh, Tanya Ferguson. Congratulations to Tanya Ferguson on her recent promotion to principal. I understand it's from a good friend, Shami and Bryland. So congratulations to Shami Ferguson. And
Farquharson.
am I saying something wrong?
Shami
Farquharson. Yeah, sorry about that. Tanya. Is it Tanya? Yeah, Tanya Farquharson. Congratulations. I'm sorry, Miss Tanya Farquharson, on your recent promotion to principal. It's coming from all your good friends there, and in particular Shami and Bryland. And then, of course, we want to do a special shout out, I understand, a birthday shout out to Christine Nordich. It's coming from the Culmersville crew. Happy birthday to Christine Nordich. Okay, I think that's it, Sandra.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor. Well, folks, in Abaco, there is a female student who has done very, very well, according to a family spokesman. And notwithstanding that she has done very, very well, the family and the student is frustrated over the fact that they have not been able to get a government scholarship. And so they apparently have been given a partial, if I can use that description, American scholarship, but that is not a full scholarship to complete the studies. And I would hope that someone in the Ministry of Education will be able to say to the country, how do we ensure that special students, and by special I mean students who have done well academically, how do they get a government scholarship? I do not want to look at government scholarship because for the first time in my family, we became angry with the PLP over scholarship in 1967 and 1968. It was a very highly contentious year where Pindling and the PLP came to power, and the PLP, as a part of its philosophy, was giving scholarship to the best and the brightest. But many of the best and the brightest were not given scholarship because of the politics of their parents, which was not very good. I might look at it so that I can get this country to understand that we are to concentrate on the development of our people and put aside politics. I may look at some of the academic results, watch out for me, of 1967 and 1968, of some children of the PLP who were given some of the most luxurious, if I can use that adjective, scholarship, while others who were equally as competent and in many instances more competent had hell getting a scholarship. And so in my family there was a row and a rage going on over how it is that Jerry, I'm hiding his name, could do so well as the PLP minister children, and there was difficulty in getting his scholarship. It was one piece of struggle. So I want to appeal to the PLP that there must be objectivity in the distribution of scholarship, and that young girl in Abaco, she should be given the necessary assistance. That is as much as I'm going to say for today, but I may bring up old talk, because all I got, you got to watch out for me. I'm family to old people, and all I got is old people talk, and that's powerful. Okay?
All right, we got a text in your favor, and as I look at you, I said to myself, you were telling the truth again, eh?
What is that?
Here's what the text says. Rodney is telling the truth, apparently, about dope being smoked at the University of Bahamas. My son was recently enrolled, forgive me. My son was recently enrolled at the University of Bahamas, and a former security officer said to me, do not by the basketball court, because in the back there is where they smoke dope. You will see all the 4 rappers on the ground. Once again, you're telling the truth.
My spiritual advisor, let me give you a secret. Let me give you a secret.
Don't rob me now.
I'm not going to rob it. Let me give you a secret.
Old boy is telling the truth, eh?
I used to sneak into the College of the Bahamas and close it down.
What you mean?
Organize college students and march them into the streets. Mm-hmm. The last time I did one was in 1999. I used to sneak 1, 2, 3, 4 a.m. in the morning with female students to carry out political action, unbeknown to me.
Female students at 4
Female students.
4 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, unbeknown to me.
Wow.
The parent permitted the student to accompany me, and I didn't know they were watching us. And I thank God that I remain honorable. And one day, the parent became one of the biggest citizens in the country. Big citizen. And the student today is one of the biggest. And the mother said to me one day, I know you are a saved man. And I smiled and I said, how did you know that? She said, that brown skin, long hair, pretty girl who accompanied you at that hour to carry out that political action, that was our daughter. And we told her, we trust you, and we monitored you. All right? So when you hear me talking about the College of the Bahamas,
No, you say University of the Bahamas now.
yeah, it's
Same thing?
the Negroes say it's university.
That's a difference now from college.
Listen to me. The Negro changed the name.
The curriculum must be changed to
Pinley,
university.
listen
It's
to
been
me.
raised to university
Listen to
status.
me. Pinley, name it the College of the Bahamas. It's Pinley name.
Yeah, but
The pseudo-intellectuals.
so you don't believe it's reached university status? That's not don't do that.
My
now.
spiritual advisor,
I don't-
what did
you know,
Pinley name
students-
it? Pinley name it
College.
the College of the Bahamas. The College of the Bahamas, the last time I carried out political action was in 1979. I can call the student's name. All right?
Now-
Don't forget what I told you now.
Yeah.
Among the students is a man who is leader of the opposition. His name is Michael Pintard. And he's not even man enough to say it was me who freed him from the Central
Yeah, I don't know why.
Police Station.
He's
He
that-
continued to say it is Elmer Campbell, and it ain't
He's
true.
downplaying you, man. Why?
Right? He continued to say it's Elmer Campbell. And Elmer was mad that day. She complained when I came with Michael Pintard. She won't know how the police could turn Michael Pintard over to me, and I ain't no lawyer. But I listened to Michael Pintard, and he don't know until he acknowledged that I set him free. I will continue to attack him. All right? Because there's no need for me to lie. All right? He said when he called, he said he remembered when we used to have rally at Stephen Dillard. That was true. And of all the women who was there who got angry over my speech, it was Elmer Campbell. Because when I spoke, I told them if that woman, there was a woman, I don't want to call her name, who had committed publicly a sin, and I told that rally, if that woman was my woman, and she committed that sin, what I would have done with that woman. And Elmer got mad and complained to Philip Miller saying, look what I said. I told Philip Miller to tell Elmer she never had a woman. So she don't know what I talking about, because a woman is supposed to conduct themselves a certain way. And I cursed the woman out at that mass rally. I don't want to call her name because, you know, that's over 40 years ago. And I don't want to embarrass nobody, their children. I don't have to explain, listen, your ma did do that. And I was annoyed, and I was young, all right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Bob Marley did have a concert here in the Bahamas.
Yes.
Held at the Queen Elizabeth Sports Center.
Yes.
Now here are the people you need to blame
Who?
for the dope smoking
Who?
that ensued afterwards, okay?
Yeah.
Beryl Hannah,
That was one of the leaders. Yes.
Ruby Nordich.
Yes.
Now here's the third name now.
Yes. Bishop.
No.
Go ahead.
Telsina Coakley. Who's that?
Yeah. Where is Simeon Hall name?
They said it ain't here.
Well, Simeon gonna have to tell me it ain't him, because I remember.
His name's not here, Sandra.
I don't care what is there.
Now this is what the F&M sent me.
Don't mind what the F&M saying. All right.
Beryl Hannah,
She was there.
Ruby Nordich,
Yes. Don't forget.
and Telsina Coakley.
Don't forget what Beryl Hannah role was. You know. The PLP sent Beryl Hannah to Auckland and Crooked Island, among all them African. And when she landed and they saw her, you know what they said? The Queen has arrived.
She had locks?
No, she's English woman. She's white like the Queen.
Oh.
And she said, no, I'm not the Queen. But the Queen sent me to y'all to tell y'all, stop voting UBP and vote for the PLP. You heard me? And when Mama them hear that, and they say, the Queen say this? The word came down. Listen, Her Majesty the Queen has said that we are not to vote for the UBP anymore. And they all went PLP. There's no Negro who will tell you what I just told you. Watch out for me, eh?
Yeah. So you're gonna blame those three people, okay?
Yeah, but
For
Simeon,
the
find
smoking
Simeon name.
dope
You tell the F&M
era.
to find Simeon name, okay? You find asked
Simeon
the,
was young then, man.
Huh?
He was young. Very young man at the
who,
time.
Simeon?
It is just like 40-something years
You know
ago,
where,
right?
you know where Simeon was from? Chognagari.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's where he grew up, right, in that area, I think.
Why are you trying to downplay it? I tell you,
Well,
Chognagari.
yeah. And that's where he met a Catholic nun who told him that something was going to change with his life, right? Yeah, we can move on, Santo.
Yeah. Okay, what time is it? I'm concerned about something happening
5-7.
at Potter's Key Dock. Our party, that's the FNM, we have been successful in naming one of our people to be in charge. And the PLP is an interesting government. It's a lie if you say that the PLP is victimizing victimizing FNMs. It's not true. Not since Marvin Dames, the former Free National Movement Minister of National Security, appointed Defense Force Officer Boyd Wright in charge of the Port Authority, have I seen such gross deterioration at the Port Authority. And the PLP will not correct it. Perhaps they do not wish to correct it because they could be blamed of victimizing an FNM. I have no doubt it is not victimization, and there has been a number of serious issues that has affected Potter's Key. You will find, if you were to go to Potter's Key, in the harbor, there are a lot of old ship, old mail-boat hulls in the water. Now, just the other day, Michael Pintard, the leader of the FNM, complained about certain maritime conditions off Abaco. The next thing I note, I decided I'd watch it. A notice goes out for tender to clean up a problem that the developers at Baker's Bay caused because Michael Pintard, the FNM leader, complained about it. But in the harbor of New Providence are some of the most dangerous boating, or should I say shipping hulls. A lot of it moving towards Atlantis. You heard me? A lot of it moving towards Atlantis, and a lot of it moving towards a place called, I think they call it Ocean Hole or Hole in the Ocean or some name. I have my notes, I just don't feel like looking at it. Which is going to cost potentially good yachts and other vessels to run aground. But Boyd Wright will not focus on that. He gone off to Abaco. He put out notice in response to the petition of Michael Pintard. But here, where Atlantis exists, where they have a good yachting industry, where the mail boats come in, and the mail boats in the Bahamas is so important because without the mail boats carrying food and passengers to the various family islands every week, our people would starve. Our people would starve. But Boyd Wright ain't focusing on that. And people hear me criticizing him would think that I don't like him. I have no other choice than to like Boyd Wright. Because Boyd Wright daddy, big up my first cousin. Boyd Wright daddy put more children on my cousin. See, as a man, I don't pull punch. And every time I see them children, I say to myself, Jesus, they look just like Boyd Wright and he bad. That same Boyd Wright, his daddy was the Secretary General of the Free National Movement, Elgard Wright. I knew him personally. he put more children on my cousin. So I could never hate my cousin, children, brother. You see how small the country is? Now, at point, like me, he would listen to my advice and get somebody to clean up the harbor before all them hull run into Atlantis, because it's slowly flowing away. It's slowly flowing away. And these are some of the situations. But he decided that since Michael Pentard, his party leader, our party leader, is complaining about Habakkuk, he'll deal with that. But them people who got Baker's Bay, they ain't got no insurance to pay when them boats sink and run aground. They ain't got no insurance. Man, something is wrong. I've come to look for the PLP today to ask the PLP what the hell this is. I've come to ask the PLP how long is the PLP going to allow Mr. Wright to get it wrong. Something got to be done. And if Boyd Wright is smart, he will meet with me so that I could say to him, Boyd Wright, the brother of my first cousin children, fix this water outside Atlantis. Fix where the mail boats are to dock. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. And the PLB must stop saying that they don't want to be accused of victimization. That's not victimization. Tell Boyd Wright to do it, or send him back to the base and let him be in charge of drilling and exercising and so forth. It's simple as that. All right? I's F&M, but I do my work for the government. I'm all over the place working for the government. All over. All right? Because I can't have the PLP saying that I'm sabotaging them because I'm an F&M. I can't have that. But I, as an F&M, could accuse Boyd Wright of not putting the nation before the party. And when Michael issued that statement, I said to myself, let me see what Boyd Wright can do. And by damn, Michael issued a statement and Boyd Wright issued the contract, the notice that it needs to be done. Oh boy, I yearn for a day when we can put aside our politics and put the country first. I've done it, you know. I put aside my F&Mism, and I love the party. I love the party. I was just in contact with Hubert Ingram the other evening, the 19th of August. You remember? Was his anniversary. He brought the F&M to power. Michael Pentard forgot. Dr. Hubert Minnis, he forgot. Everybody forgot except me. And Papa thanked me. Man, I felt emotional just before I went to sleep. Papa sent me a WhatsApp. Oh, Papa sent me a WhatsApp. Papa thanked me for remembering his victory. Papa, they say there's F&M, but I am F&M. The only problem you got me, Papa, I voted BLP. It's powerful. When I come back, I'll talk a little bit for Trump, and then we're going to open up the line, okay? It's a wonderful day in the United States. Fight, fight, fight. Trump, Trump, Trump. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monka. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. Are you going to pay ads, my spiritual advisor?
Yeah, let's do some odds quickly. Western Air. Looking for a quick getaway? Fly Western Air daily flights from Freeport to Fort Lauderdale, starting at just $290 round trip, including 40 pounds of checked bags. Book your next adventure now at westernairbahamas.com. Everybody needs money always, so send money internationally and locally through Western Union with MoneyMax. Download the MoneyMax app today to send cash instantly to a family member or friend anytime and anywhere. Sending money has never been simpler. The app is available on the Apple Store and Google Play Store. So MoneyMax, live your max life.
This is powerful. Well, folks, guess what? Today is also the birthday of the retired President of the Court of Appeal, Sir Michael Barnett. And Sir Michael Barnett, he turns 70 today. The former Prime Minister Perry Gladstone Christie is 11 years older than Sir Michael Barnett. And of course, we are told that Sir Michael is celebrating quietly with family and close friends. So we want to extend Sir Michael a happy birthday. And most of you might recall that Sir Michael was the former Attorney General, the former Chief Justice of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and he has just recently retired as President of the Court of Appeal. So, two wonderful citizens who are celebrating their birthdays today. Happy birthday, Sir Michael. It's powerful. Well, folks, having said that, I want you to know that in the United States, the campaign has intensified. The Republican is going back into convention. Last night, there were a number of distinguished speakers, and of course, Barack Obama, he spoke. Mrs. Obama, she spoke. So the Democrats, they're having a wonderful time. And of course, last night, while the Democrats were in convention, simultaneously, their nominee, Mrs. Kamala Harris, and her running mate, Vice President Watts, they held a rally outside of the convention, and the rally was packed to its full capacity. Notwithstanding all of that political excitement, the candidate for the Negro people, I have declared that the candidate for the Negro people is Donald John Trump. Do not mind the noise in the market. Remember, Papa say, do not mind the noise in the market. Just keep your eyes focused on the price of the fish. Let us not forget that. Donald Trump shall become the world leader. The Americans, by their vote for president, they are having two opportunities. It's very unfair. They should only be allowed to vote for the president. But by their vote for the president, whoever becomes president shall become the leader of the free world. And I have no vote, but I'm campaigning. So I call on every person of African ancestry. You are to vote for Trump. I call on you to reject racism. A vote or campaign against Donald Trump is a vote for racism, and we must reject racism. You've never heard this argument before. This is very powerful. This is very philosophical. We must do everything in our power to vote for Trump, to pray for Trump and to get the Americans too. And for those of you working in the tourism industry, remember there's 12 million tourists visiting the Bahamas. You grab them tourists on the side and you just say to them, now listen, it's Donald Trump, okay? And they will understand it, okay? And this is powerful. But spiritual advisor, you may now open the line and entertain
Some calls.
some calls.
Okay, the lines are open. 323-7775, 698-0775, and 698-0776. You can now call us so we can engage you in conversation. Don't forget, when you call the show, to please turn your radio, television, turn them down before you engage us, okay? But Senator Barack Obama, he had a good game last night. He's a real politician, to say the least. But he did admit that I found it very interesting. He did admit in his speech, he said, listen, this is going to be a very, very close election. He said that. So obviously, being a former president, he understands that it is a possibility that Donald Trump could win this election. So his official endorsement by him and his wife of Kamala Harris did a lot to their drive for the presidency, indeed, with his speech. And it's interesting how in the political arena that they do get a chance to attack one another. They did attack Donald Trump. He'd attacked Donald Trump in a very subtle way because, you know, he's a very astute politician. He's intelligent. He's very, very smart, but he's too liberal. Do you have any calls? Barack Obama is too liberal. Too liberal. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live. Hello?
Hello?
You're live, caller.
Yes. Mr. Mark, how you doing?
I am fine, my dear.
And Special Advisor Marcus, how you doing?
Yes, ma'am. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Mr. Mark, I have to, something I want to say to you.
Okay.
First of all, with one with DTC,
Yes.
I had an emergency call from my friend
Yes.
overboard.
Yes.
And every time we talk, like every 5 minutes, they cut us off. They
Really?
cut us off. Yes, sir. I'm paying my bills, and Mr. Monk, I think it's ridiculous. I was trying to get you today to see who in charge of thing. I was trying to see if I could get Erica.
Well,
And another thing now with the hospital.
yes.
I ain't the government now. I might as well tell you, ain't the government.
Okay.
My auntie was admitted to the hospital. Now they say they don't want plenty people around the hospital.
Okay.
They try to call it. You can't even get it. The switchboard is not working.
Yes, that is true.
I don't know if they have any different numbers, but what I'm saying to Ms. Marco,
Yes.
if they change the numbers, you should let the public know.
Well, they have changed the numbers.
Because,
The numbers have been changed. There are many, many numbers.
yes, that's what I'm saying, Mr. Marco.
Yeah.
Hold on for me, Mr. Marco, and then you can explain to me, please.
I'm listening.
You could explain to me, please, because after I leave from there, because I used to work there, you know.
Yes.
I spent like 30 plus years in Princess Rocket Hospital. And all I want to find out with my auntie.
Okay.
You understand? Rather than
What
coming around
ward-
there,
what ward
and
is-
this and that and next year, once
what-
they say, well, bring this or bring that, I will take it.
What ward is your aunt on?
Because
What ward is your auntie on?
I don't even know because she was in me. That's why I was trying to find out.
Okay then, so I want you to listen to my advice and then call me back and let me know what happens. The Princess Margaret Hospital has what is called patient advocate.
Advocate.
Yes.
Advocate. I know all about that.
Do you
Why is she
know?
having problems?
I want you to listen to me, my dear. Do you know any of them?
I don't know. I don't know if they get new ones since I leave.
So I want you to go.
No, but
Listen to me. Just listen to me. Relax now. Relax. I want you to go back, and when you enter the main entrance and you go through security, you approach that gate, you approach that desk, ask them who's the patient advocate, and then ask to speak with that person, tell them your concern, and introduce yourself. You tell them your name and ask them to give you their name, and then you call me back and let me know what they say.
okay. I don't want to take up all other people's time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Listen to
caller.
Mr. Martha. I
Yeah.
went there. My daughter was in the hospital, right?
Right?
I walking up with my little food basket. Because our son work on the fence floor,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
Justin was there with me. My grandson was there.
Yes.
The security, she came to me. Oh, you can't carry that in. I make no noise, because I know I used to work there. But that basket is too big.
Okay.
It could be bomber fly. But if I had catch myself, I was going to tell a certain
No. I want you to listen to me. Listen to me. I want you to listen to me for a second. I want you to remember without me identifying who you are. Don't forget who you are. You are a senior official in the country, and you have access to one of the most senior people in charge of the PMH. Remember who you are. Now, if you have problem, you quietly contact me, okay?
Okay, sir.
You do well?
Yeah. But
God's-
now, before you go down, make sure check BTC, man, with my phone, man.
When you go, listen, go to the mall at Marathon and ask for Miss Swain.
Okay.
You tell them to tell Miss Swain I send you, okay?
Okay, sir.
And you let me know what happened.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Have a good, blessed day.
Do well.
Okay.
This is powerful. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
Thank you so much, caller. Welcome to Freedom House, caller. You're live.
Good evening, Mr. Michael.
Sir.
All right, Mr. Roll
Yes, sir.
and the producer. Mr. Michael,
Sir.
the former President of the United States,
Which one now?
Barack Obama,
Yes.
told the convention
Yes.
that Joe Biden put aside his own ambition on the side for his country.
Okay.
But I say, Joe Biden put aside his own ambition because he was forced to drop out of the race.
Okay.
And I find it interesting that the same people who told Mr. Biden to stay in the race then turn right around and say Mr. Biden made a good decision when he dropped out of the race.
Yes.
Mr. Manka,
Sir.
it appeared to me
Yes.
that Dr. Menace continue to be a distraction for party unity or victory.
We will take away his nomination.
And I said it before
Yes.
that Dr. Menace is out of the line
He's out of the line.
and his era is over.
It is over.
And Mr. Penjard needs to show Dr. Menace and the country who is in charge.
That is true.
And I asked him, and he should ask him to cut bait. And if he refuses to be a team player,
Yes.
then tell him get the hell out the boat.
I quite agree with you.
Because his ego is going to cause the boat to sink.
Listen to me. That is true. Listen,
Thank you so much,
there
caller.
is a secret meeting,
Thank you very much.
and we are
Thank you.
planning not to give Menace the nomination, okay? This is powerful. Go ahead.
Welcome to Freedom House, caller. You're live. Hello, caller. You there? All right, we lost that call. Welcome to Freedom House, caller.
Hello.
You're live, caller. Go ahead.
A pleasant good evening.
Good evening.
God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, one God. Amen.
Amen.
Spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Manka, my leader.
God save the king, my brother.
God bless you both.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I just want to take this time out, if you allow me, sir, just to say a happy birthday to the Right Honorable former Prime Minister Perry Christie.
This is powerful.
And I want to publicly thank him
Yes.
for installing me as stalwart councillor in the Progressive Liberal Party.
Wow, that's powerful.
Thank you very much, Mr. Christie, and may the good Lord ever bless and keep you. And an extension of that, I heard that the spiritual advisor giving greetings to the Prime Minister
Yes.
on their anniversary.
Yes.
I didn't know that, but I will join him.
Oh,
I would like to
hallelujah.
join him right now
Please do.
and wishing the Right Honorable Prime Minister Ray Davis
Yes.
and his First Lady, Miss Davis,
Yes.
I mean, enjoyable anniversary, and I wish that I pray that he and her live to enjoy many more.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to say to the Prime Minister, your name is brave, and you are a brave man.
This is powerful.
So the heavy lifting that you start,
Oh, yeah.
don't turn back, sir.
This is powerful.
Don't be discouraged. Don't be distracted. Your goal is straight ahead. Don't mind you fall down, get up, and I hope that you're doing well now. I hope that you are in good health.
Oh, amen.
And take this Bahamas to the next place.
This is
Show
powerful.
us the next move. Send Spindler.
Yes.
We need that.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bunker.
Do
Thank
well,
you,
my
sir.
brother.
Take care.
All right. Thank you very much, spiritual advisor.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. Take care.
All right, sir.
God bless you.
Okay.
God
God
save
bless.
the king.
All right.
Absolutely. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good evening, spiritual advisor
Good
and
afternoon.
Mr. Munker.
Hello, my dear.
Yes, ma'am.
Munker,
Yes.
what's going on at the Princess Margaret Hospital?
What complaints do you have, my dear?
I visited the hospital today
Yes.
and I went to use the restroom
Okay.
and there was a sign that said it was out of order.
Really?
So I went to another restroom
Yes.
that had an out of order sign.
Where are those two
Restaurant.
located geographically within the hospital? Where are they located? Hello?
Did we lose our call?
Okay.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah,
Okay.
where
I can
are,
hear you now.
Where are they located? Because I had a similar complaint where I was told that the hospital, where I was told that the bathroom at Elizabeth Estate was in a terrible condition, and I drove to Elizabeth Estate, and when I entered the bathroom, I could have almost had breakfast in that bathroom. It was clean, it was immaculate, and I wanted to know who wastes my time to make me come down there to inspect a clean bathroom. That's why I'm asking you, which part of
Okay.
the hospital, so I could go and see it for myself.
Give me an opportunity.
Okay?
I went there today to the orthopedic clinic
Yes?
and I went to use the restroom in the orthopedic clinic itself.
Okay.
That was out of order.
Okay.
I went to the next one down the hallway, the corridor,
Okay.
from orthopedic leading back to the exit of the hospital.
Uh-huh.
The two bathrooms down there was out of order.
Okay.
And so I went in the elevator up to the second floor, and I met the bathroom up there with the sign, out of order, and I asked a security officer, and she said, the water was off from 10 p.m. last night. There is no water, so all of the restroom had that sign on the door.
Oh, so the bathrooms were not working due to the fact that water was off, you say?
Well, nobody knows that unless I asked.
Well, I'm very saddened to hear that, because do you know that at the top of Fort Fincastle, the water tower is located there? Are you suggesting to me that the water tower is inactive?
If I suggested,
I'm asking.
no, I'm not suggesting anything. I just wanted to know why
I'll look into
the
it.
water was off from 10 p.m. last night, and
I
nobody
have-
says anything.
I have a meeting tomorrow at the Ministry of Works. I'm to make a courtesy call on the Permanent Secretary, Luther Smith. If everything go as it is planned, I shall put to Mr. Smith why the water went off at PMH. And depending on what he tells me, I shall report to the nation, okay?
Please do so, sir, because I think it's ridiculous.
Well, let me look into it, because if the water runs off, at least the water tower is alleged to have millions of gallons. I'll have to investigate it. I haven't been in the water tower in about 25 to 30 years.
Okay, could I make more? One more.
Go ahead, my dear. You may.
Okay, I have a neighbor. My neighbor has a 78-year-old dad. She's about 45.
Okay.
She has either 4 or 5 children. 3 are autistic.
Oh,
3 of them are autistic.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
And when we had the blackout the other night,
Yes.
their refrigerator blackout, and all the meat was spoiled, and they called BPL.
And what happened?
They said they would come and check it out and see what they have with the meat.
What
They came to see how our meat was destroyed and all that
What
stuff.
constituency lives in?
Right? In the Pinewood Garden and what my happy name?
Would that be the
La Roda.
Honorable Miles? Leave that to me. How much meat went spoiled?
Well, I can't say exactly how
I
much
want you
meat
to
it is, but
listen
the
to
thing
me.
is,
Take my number. My number is 801.
give me 1 second, let me get a pen.
Get a pen.
I am just a concerned citizen looking out for a good neighbor.
801
801
57
57
60.
60.
You have given me excuse to have breakfast with Miles LaRoda in the morning.
Man, be worried with vibes and go breakfast.
Listen to
This
me.
woman freaked out.
He is-
Are you waking now?
I will talk to Miles and then we'll get on BPL. BPL
Okay, give me that number again.
801
Mm-hmm.
57
57
60.
60.
Call me at 6 a.m. so I can shower.
Jesus, man, you don't sleep, eh? What you mean call you 6 a.m.?
Can you call me at
That's the time everybody
7
gets
a.m.?
7.
Call me 7 so I can be up early. And I'm happy for this problem because I wanted an excuse to call on Miles LaRoda at a secret location. Okay?
Manka,
Yes?
don't fool.
I say to call me.
801
801 5760. Call me.
5760.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, caller.
Okay.
Take care.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye. Whew. Welcome to Freedom House Caller. You're live. Hello, caller, you there? Did we miss that call? Okay, next caller. Welcome to Freedom House Caller. Hello, caller, you there? No, we lost that one too. 323-7775. I guess we took too long with the other calls. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom House Caller.
Hello.
You live, caller. Go ahead.
Hey, Spiritual Advisor, good evening to you and Mr. Monza.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Spiritual Advisor, I had your cell number one time, but I lost it. But listen, this is something very important.
Okay.
I found a document belonging to a young man named Anthony David Bastian.
Anthony David Bastian.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think his mom's name is Shirley Elaine Pinder.
Shirley Elaine Pinder. Yes.
Yeah, I tried to contact them from a number on the document, but I didn't get any response.
Okay.
So it's a very important document,
Yes.
Okay.
and if you can ask them to contact you, and I want to give you my number offline.
Okay. All right. But okay, take my number 814
All right, 1 second. 814
6096.
6096.
814 6096.
814 6096. Okay.
Yeah, we'll
I
try
had
to
it
get.
for a couple of days.
60, he said, 6096.
Did you have that?
Yeah, 814 6096.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So see if you can get just probably announce their names again,
Yeah.
and I'm having them to call you, and then you can reach out to me.
Okay.
I want to give you my number.
All right. So let me.
Well, call him after the show.
yeah,
That's
call
why
me,
he gave you
call,
his
yeah, call
number.
my cell phone. Okay.
Call him,
All right, yes, sir.
call him after the show. He'll get all the information, and tomorrow we'll broadcast it
Yeah.
some more.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, caller. Well, that's it, Sandra. We come to the end of the show.
Well, folks, we want to thank you for joining us. I want the people to know that the government is committed to socialized medicine. Socialized medicine means medicine at government expense on behalf of the people them. The government is committed to socialize healthcare. And so we have to do everything in our powers to support this government. One of the major problems that affects the hospital, they won't tell it to you. It is being led by Dr. Hubert Minnis. Hubert Minnis is in charge of a secret private unit at the Princess Margaret Hospital. And that is why we hardly could get private rooms. I know of a Negro family. I'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay?
We could talk.
Do well, everybody. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save King Charles and the entire royal family. God save the United States of America. May the Americans continue to act peacefully. And Lord, give Donald Trump the victory. Fight, fight, fight.